Hi witches! Thank you so much for joining me again today. And today we're going to be talking about sourcing your tools sustainably. Now, I know we talked a little bit about kind of like budget-friendly witch tips and like where you can find your items for like not quite as expensive, but I really wanted just to like make a shorter video, I guess, just touching on sustainability and like why that's so important. Now, of course, being earth-based practitioners, right, we want to support and love and not take away from or destroy our planet. Like, I feel like that's kind of like the cornerstone, or at least one of the cornerstones of my personal practice. So I'm always looking for ways to be sure that the herbs or the crystals or the other tools that I, am purchasing or finding, are going to be sustainable and also like beneficial to my practice. So, one of the big things that I do encourage people to kind of stay away from, Amazon. I know Amazon is a wonderful, beautiful, magical place full of deals and all sorts of things, but I really encourage you guys to instead like maybe use that as a platform to look for the types of tools that you want to invest in. So if you are like looking for a pendulum, you can definitely do like a big search on Amazon, but then maybe try to like find a pendulum that looks similar to your search terms at a local metaphysical store, because oftentimes those are smaller businesses and I feel a little bit better supporting a small business, even though they might, have wholesale items in their stores. And that's why it's important to do your research on your metaphysical store. I know for the most part, a big thing that I saw around here, and the reason that I opened up my own space is because I kept seeing people selling like white sage and Palo Santo, which are two, very controversial herbs. A lot of people don't like to use them in their practice because they are endangered or are being over harvested for these metaphysical purposes. So, instead, I try to work with like local vendors who, grow plants and herbs in this area. That way we have a deeper connection to the land as well, right? I just think there's just something special about, a magical practitioner putting all of this energy, all of this work, all of this love into growing these herbs for someone's practice. And this is something that one can do as well for themselves, of course, but it feels different to me than when I just go to like a random metaphysical store and I'm like, yes, lavender. Now, of course, the most sustainable method, I think, of finding tools for your practice is to go out into nature and forage for them yourselves, whether this is finding wood to make a wand or looking for herbs and identifying wild plants in your area to use for spell work. I feel like this should be the first stop, on our magical journey of ingredient finding. So whatever that you can't find outside, that's when I would definitely go to a smaller local store. I also would encourage you to look into finding local vendors or like small online stores. I know Etsy is a really good aggregate for this, though you do have to be careful. And then finally, when it comes to sourcing crystals, this is why I don't have a whole lot in the store, to be honest with you. And this is what I tell people when they come in. I tend to only source crystals that I know for a fact originate in the United States, because I can guarantee that at least there is a minimum standard for like labor laws when it comes to these mines. Now, whether or not the government is trying to change that for people, I have nothing to say about that. But I do feel better when I know that, the mines or the crystals that I am using, if I do end up using them in my practice, came from this continent even, and the United States in this country. So that way I know at least there aren't bad things happening, or at least hopefully not bad things happening when it comes to the dangerous job of collecting these natural minerals, right? Same goes for herbs and herbalism, because I really do feel like there has to be a certain mindset that you need to be in when you are gathering your herbs. And I really encourage you, to go out and wildcraft where you can, or maybe even use this as kind of an excuse or encouragement to start your own garden. So that was just a little anecdote. I don't know. That was something that was kind of just on my mind recently. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Oh my gosh. Has that been sticking out of my head the whole time? I look like Baphomet. This is a really good example. This is a candle that a vendor brought in for me. It is a little beeswax candle, and I'm really excited to use it. It's local beeswax, so very exciting. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and yeah, see you later. Bye.